today we're going to talk about stress.
Yes.
Which is a perfect topic for us to talk about because I am incredibly stressed. So, stress is one of those things that happens when there's a lot going on in your life. Well, first of all, there's a lot of different types of stress. So there's emotional stress, there's physical stress, there's work stress, there's like home stress. Like you can be stressed about many different things. It just depends like what category you want to put it in. So, for example, if I say right now I'm stressed, you could take that as a general like, okay, there must be a lot going on in her life. And if I broke it down for you, I'd say like, well, I'm about a 6 out of 10 stressed for work. I'm about a 5 out of 10 stressed for school. My physical stress is about an 8 out of 10 because I'm doing exercise every day. That is a good stress. Okay? Physical stress is a good stress. And then my nutritional stress is about a 2 because I have my meals ready and prepped. Like I'm not really stressed about it, but I know I'm a little late for my first meal. So like there's a little bit of something there. So you can break these things down into categories, and then it's easier for you to attack the small portions rather than being like, I'm stressed out with everything and anything. Don't talk to me. Like it's not about that. Break it down, figure out what category needs the most work, and start there.
Yeah.
So I know, Lauren, I know you looked up a little bit of some stuff. So just give us a basic overview of what stress does to the body.
So I know like one big one that like I've looked into. So like with like exercising, like yes, it is our stress relief. Like a bunch of us, like that is why we were in the gym. We're working out. Most of us are like, especially with kickboxing, we're all relieving our stress there. Mentally, we feel awesome, but our body physically is under a lot of stress. So that is why it is so important to rest. Have those rest days. Don't be working out every day. Like have one day a week to rest. Eat, sleep, get lots of water, so then your body can relax that way.
Absolutely.
But yeah. And then there's also like other ways. So like with school starting up now, I know a bunch of us are stressed, getting our kids ready to get them back and stuff. So maybe if you're a teacher, you're going to be starting up work again. So just little things that you can do to like relax, like have a day for yourself. Like even if it doesn't have to deal with, maybe you're just stressed with your job or whatever you're stressed about. Take a time, like go to the spa, whatever. Do something for yourself. Just get away, just to relax and then come back.
So something that Lauren said that was awesome is just make sure that you continually take that time for yourself. So it doesn't matter what you're adding back onto your plate. You need to have those times in the day where you take 5 minutes to not think about anything other than looking at nature or just getting off your own head. I have coaches in every aspect of my life. Like I have a business coach, I have a nutrition coach, I have a training coach, I have a lifestyle coach. Like I have all these coaches because I have a lot on my plate. So I have these people help me manage my stress, right? So first of all, have somebody to help you and have an outlet to give that stress to so they can help you like come to reality and remember like it's okay. Everybody goes through this kind of stuff, and then they'll walk you through some techniques. So for example, like my coach that I talked to yesterday was like, I know you have a lot going on. Don't worry about your training in the gym. You're doing just fine. Like, don't worry about the foods that you're eating. You're doing fine. You have your prep. Like, you have to take away the stress of the things that you have on autopilot and let those just be. Because if you're stressed out and you're not sleeping, first of all, your cortisol is through the roof, and your cortisol is the hormone that wants to hold on to everything. So if you're drinking water and there's a little bit of salt in your food, which there is, you're going to be holding on to water. If you eat anything, your body wants to hold on to it because cortisol is it's in a heightened stage, and it's like, oh my gosh, what's happening to the body? Like it doesn't know what to do. So it just holds on to everything. So when stress is high and cortisol is high, stop worrying about your weight. Stop worrying about the food. Stop worrying about the fitness. Just take a deep breath and go on a walk. Like the 5 minutes that are there for you has been like key, especially in my life. Is like I get to a point where I'm like, I feel like I'm gonna pass out. I have so much going on. just remember, take a deep breath, drink water, and go on a walk, and then you'll be able to manage stuff so much easier. The other thing my coach was telling me was prioritize your sleep. So making sure you prioritize your sleep regardless of what else you think about, especially in times of stress. So when you're sleeping, that's when your body has the time to reset and recover. When we sleep, that is our time for our brain to shut off. So if we're stressed out, making sure we prioritize our sleep and we're getting 7 to 8 hours, that's 7 to 8 hours where our body is resetting and relaxing and not stressed out. So having a good night routine, a good morning routine are the things that are going to help you be less stressed. If you can have something, some part of your day, like we keep saying, to be routine, no matter what this happens, it should be what you do in the morning. Like as soon as you wake up, go to the bathroom, brush your teeth, like read a book, meditate. Like I use an app called Headspace where I wake up, I put on my app, and it's like this meditation guide where you lay there and you close your eyes and he guides you through 5 minutes of meditation. So like that is part of my morning routine. Then at night, I know like I go home, I shut off my phone, I put it on the charger, I do everything I have to do, and then I lay down. But making sure you're not getting the stress of the light in your eyes before you fall asleep is another thing. Like,
Yes.
there's so much that goes into stress. It's incredible. But if you can control the parts of your life that you can control, so much stress is going to go out the window because you're going to be like, wow, I'm not so stressed out. Things aren't just like hitting me like a dartboard. I already predicted what's going to happen. I already have my plan for what's going to happen. I already know X, Y, and Z. You're not going to be so stressed, like just flying around with a chicken with your head cut off.
So like another thing with like the phone, like and like taking a walk. When you take a walk, I like doing this. I'll take my dog for a walk. I leave my phone at home because a lot of times a lot of stress is coming from my phone with not really work, but for some people it's work, but
Right.
It could be social media, it could be people texting you, whatever. If I don't have my phone and I go for a 30-minute walk, I have nothing to, let me just look at social, let me look whatever I'm doing. Looking at some, I get away for a little bit. And that's like, I need that because I feel I'm young. I'm always on my phone looking at stuff. It gets stressful with everything going on sometimes.
Right. What you don't realize is every time your phone vibrates or pings or this or that, like that is immediate stress on the body because your brain is being triggered to check it. So you might be in the middle of a giant project and you're like, check your phone, check your phone, check your phone. Don't check it. Don't check it. All right, check your phone. All right, fine. And then like this is an internal battle you're having, and that's just internal stress that you don't need. Like you don't need that. I've gotten to the point where I keep my phone on do not disturb. See that? The little moon? Like my phone will not ring or ping unless it's a call, which means it doesn't bother me unless I pick it up and look at it. And there's certain times during the day where if all my projects are done, all my work is done, I'll check my phone. I'll scroll through social media, but like that's after all the important stuff is done. So I'm way less stressed out. If it's super important and somebody needs me, they will call me, and calls go through on do not disturb. So that's another way to mediate that external stress. Just make sure that you're limiting yourself to the phone. That blue light, like I work on my computer. I am on school online. Everything I do is behind my computer screen or my phone screen. So getting glasses that have like anti-glare or like blue light blockers, things like that, that's like a step in the right direction. And then as much as you can, limiting yourself to the screen light, because you don't think of it as stress, but your body internalizes it as stress. Just like we say with exercise, although exercise is a healthy stress, if overdone, it can be an unhealthy stress. So taking those rest days, like Lauren said, making sure that you're monitoring how your body's feeling, drinking enough water, eating the right foods, like that all mediates the stress of physical activity. I'm stressed out talking about stress. No, I think those are good things, and the main takeaway I want you guys to get from this video about stress is not to be stressed out about your stress. It's to take a deep breath and write down a plan. Like, what are your no matter what, no shit, if all hell's breaking loose and Area 51 is real, what are you going to get done that day? Like, that is what you need to have. You need to have those disciplines and those rules in your life to say, like, this is happening today, regardless of, I just killed a bug. Regardless of what happens, like, I'm going to wake up and I'm going to brush my teeth. I'm going to wake up and I'm going to drink my glass of water. Then I'm going to do this. Then I'm going to do this. And after all that is done, then I can get started on my day. And then after your day's over, you go home and you make rules for your house, right? Like, when I go visit Dominique, like, there's a no phone zone in her room. Like, if I bring my phone in that room, it is like all hell broke loose. You know, this is a no phone zone, right? Like, because there's so much stress that happens, and like, I take out my stress at night on my phone. I'm like, oh, I'll just scroll. Well, then I'm up all night thinking about what I was just scrolling through. So making those disciplines and saying, like, okay, at night, no matter what, the phone stays here. Like, and then I read my book, then I do this, then I do that, then I fall asleep. Like, just plan some stuff. It might be stressful for you to start planning at first, but I promise once you get into the routine of just having that done and starting to do it and adapting it into your life, it's so much less stressful. That is what and mediating any, like, just getting rid of anything that you can that raises up your cortisol. So if you say something happens to you and immediately you feel that anxiety, you feel that stress, like, I know you can relate because I know something has happened or someone told you something and you, like, your chest kind of feels tight and you're like, oh my gosh, like, I have to do something. I have to do this. Like, everybody's felt that. As soon as you start feeling that, that is your cue to close your eyes, take a deep breath, and go on a walk. Like, up and down real quick. It'll clear your head, and then you're making better decisions rather than making decisions based on that immediate emotion that you have. Take the time to analyze, understand, and then respond. So that's going to help you also with your stress, because if we're going to get into an emotional battle here, like, I'm going to get my emotions high and say, like, I'm fighting with Lauren over God knows what, and her emotions are high. We're going to go back and forth like idiots until one of us is like, this is really stupid. Like, let's talk this out like adults. Let's think about it. Let's analyze, like, what is actually happening right now. Because in a heightened state of cortisol is a heightened state of anxiety and understanding, and you get that tunnel vision and all this shit happens, and you're just kind of like, okay, like, we are not being big girls and big boys. Like, we're just fighting in the midst of the moment. So
yeah,
take it slow. If there's anything that goes with decreasing stress, it's taking your time. Just breathe. If it doesn't get done today, it'll get done tomorrow. Like, in understanding that. What I do, I know I'm going to end this soon, but what I do is I put my most important things I have to do that day first thing in the morning, which means no matter what, I know that I've pushed down I've pushed down the biggest dominoes. The rest of them will fall just eventually. It's just the biggest ones are out of the way, and it feels so good to know that the things that can wait till tomorrow are the ones you do later, because if you don't get to them, then you're not stressing, because then they'll be the first things you do the next day. But understanding that, and part of my night routine is writing down the main 3 things I want to do the next day. So I decompress, I let everything go, I put it into my planner. It's like, these are the top 3 things you need to work on. And I wake up the next day, those are the top 3 things I do. So taking that time for yourself, understanding yourself, and rolling through, you'll be great. And let us know if you have questions. We, although we are fitness coaches and nutrition coaches, like, at the end of the day, we help people live a healthier lifestyle by managing work life, fitness, healthy lifestyle balance, right? It's about balance. So we can help you balance everything out and get to where you want to be. So if you have further questions, reach out to us, post below, ask us stuff, message us, info@tbsstrong.com. And yeah, cool. Thanks.